fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at two new entries in the Spider-Man line for the Epic Hero series. We have Symbiote Suit Spider-Man and Carnage, just in time for the release of Spider-Man 2 on PS5 in about 2 weeks. Symbiote Suit Spider-Man, very excited for this one, but I'm also very excited for Carnage, one of my favorite characters. Probably Venom's my absolute favorite, but Carnage is another fantastic character. So really excited to get both of these guys in the Epic Hero series. Packaging pretty standard here for the Spider-Man line. We have the plastic-free packaging, so they are just tied into this cardboard piece back here. You have a little open window, and Spidey does come with the web accessory. I think it's the exact same one that the normal Spider-Man figure came with, but I could be wrong. Got a cool bit of artwork of Symbiote Suit Spidey on this side, and then showing you what's included in the box. More artwork over here on this side, product shots on the back, and then something similar here for Carnage. Really cool artwork here on the sides. Again, showing you what's included. It looks like he has these two kind of like claw pieces that can clip onto his hands, since the symbiotes are known for manipulating their costume while they attack. So very cool, very excited for these, very excited to get a villain for the line. Always happy to get more villains. So I'm going to go ahead and get both of these out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the two figures out of the packaging. We'll start over here with Symbiote Suit Spidey. I've always loved this suit on Spidey. I think it looks really fantastic. It's just a nice, clean-looking suit. Very happy that they continued the white spider onto the back. That's very important. I was a little worried that the paint wouldn't get all the way to the back, but very happy they did that. They did exclude the little white squares on the back of the hands. Not a big deal, but something I would have liked to have seen. Has the little web effect here, which you can see just clips onto his wrist. So we'll just take this off, put that off to the side. But yeah, it's a great looking suit. I always loved this for Spidey. Articulation wise, head can swivel side to side. I think it's on a ball joint, so you can get a little bit of up and down as well. Nice ratcheted joints there in the shoulder for the hinge. Can also spin all the way around. Then you have a hinge and a rotation in the elbow. From the elbow through the hand to the forearm is one solid piece, so nothing in the wrist, nothing in the waist. You can kick all the way out to the side, kick forward. Doesn't quite go all the way. It kind of hits into the top of this like beveled out area for the hip, but pretty much 90 degrees. And then you have a hinge and a rotation in the knee as well. And then the leg is one solid piece, so nothing in the ankle. But honestly, I like it a lot. I really like this suit for Spidey, so this is definitely going to be one of my favorites, but it looks absolutely fantastic. Really, really cool. Next up, we have Carnage. Oh, and something I just realized. These were the two characters they did for that first Marvel Legends 90s VHS box set, were these two exact figures together. They're Marvel Legend counterparts, of course, but that's kind of fun. So here is Carnage. He has some nice paint here on the chest and the arms. I wish it kind of continued on down to the legs, but, budget, I get it. He does not have any paint on the back, but I think the head sculpt looks pretty good. It's about as fearful as you can get while not being completely disturbing. The head is the exact same articulation. I would say, honestly, all around, he's got the exact same articulation. But he's got the really nice kind of molded texture here into the legs. You can see the muscles and just kind of like the sinews of the symbiote. I think that works really well. And the paint applications do look pretty good. He's got these little clip-on, like, spike pieces, I guess we'll call them. They clip onto the wrists. They are kind of difficult to attach to the wrists, I will say. Just because it's kind of a very tight fit and his wrists are thicker than Spider-Man's. Honestly, now that they're on here, I don't know how I'm going to get them off. There we go. They can be a little difficult. I'm just wary because the elbow joint is right there, and I don't want to put too much pressure on it and snap anything off. That would not be great. There we go. Okay. So he does have some pretty cool molded fingers underneath, so I wanted to show those off. Because Carnage always has kind of like the creepy, grasping giant fingers. He uses them as weapons as well. It's a good looking figure. I mean, I definitely think it could use a little bit more black paint to really, bring out the detailing, especially down on the legs. But again, I get the budget. And it looks good. I'm pretty happy with it. And again, very happy to get more villains in the line. I think they did a pretty good job. So hopefully we can get some more Spidey villains, because Carnage is an excellent addition. But yeah, both of these figures are pretty fantastic. Very, very happy to pick them up. pretty good accessories and paint applications for each. I'm going to bring in a couple other figures here just so we can get a couple comparisons and things. So right off the bat, of course, we have to do who wore it best. We have Spidey and Venom here, both wearing the symbiote. And of course, they look very different, but they both have the spider on the back as well, which I think is very cool. Now you can see Venom did get the little white rectangles or trapezoids, whatever geometric shape you'd like to call that, on the back of the hands. I guess they didn't do it for Spidey since his hands are so much smaller, but overall, I think both of these guys look fantastic. Next, of course, we'll do Venom with Carnage, because you have father and son here, our two symbiotes. They look fantastic together, really love that. And then I'll also bring in regular Spidey, since you can't really have two people wearing the symbiote at the same time. So this kind of completes the trio, and I think these guys all look really great together as well. But again, just to show, here is the... I think there was a time in the comics where he had a cloth version of this suit made, so technically they could exist at the same time. But yeah, very cool. So I think these guys really work well together, and I love having Venom and Carnage now for Spidey to do battle with, or for these two to team up against Carnage. That's happened as well. So really fantastic. Definitely recommend both of these figures if you've been collecting the Epic Heroes series. I think these two are a no-brainer. They both look fantastic. My only real nitpick is that, of course, I wish Carnage had a little bit more of the black paint on the legs. But again, I understand the budget, and I do think they did a great job with the sculpt. I think he looks fantastic. I guess you could always do kind of a black wash or something on your own if you wanted to. I think the weapons could really benefit from that as well, because again, there's a lot of molded detail in there. Just needs to be brought out. I do wish that these clip pieces, like, they weren't so tight, because the wrists are just a little bit thicker. So I wish that this was just a little bit, and maybe I could just even kind of stretch it out a little bit on my own just over time, just because it's a really tight fit, and I wish it wasn't so ridiculously tight to pop that on there, because this one for Spidey is really not that bad. You can just kind of pop this on fairly easily, and that just clips on. There we go. And so I think that's very successful, especially because you can kind of pop it on so it looks like, you know, he's doing the thwip right there with the two fingers, and I think that works really well. I just wish Carnage's accessories weren't such a snug fit, but other than that, these are very minor nitpicks. I think these are really fun figures, so if you're collecting the new 4-inch line, definitely check these out. I found them on Amazon, so I have not seen these in stores yet, but I believe they're still available on Amazon, $10.99 a piece. Very reasonable for the size and the articulation and the paint. I think they're really fun figures. So definitely check them out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.